Hello everyone, good evening. And today's session, which I'm going to take, is a demo session for RPA infrastructure trainings. So basically, this trainings includes the infrastructure related stuff related to the robotics process automation, that is RPA. This session will be managed by MindMajix. Let me talk about myself. So I have overall 15 plus years of experience. Currently, I'm working with an IT giant. Overall, I have 15 years of experience in IT industry at different levels. So, right, so I started with as an associate, but then growing in the industry as per the industry demands. I have various diversified experience. Uh, into uh, managing the delivery and operations as well as the IT projects and kind of transition programs wherein we are working with client to upgrade their infrastructure, right? So there are many transition programs I have managed. Apart from that, small and kind of big projects like small term and long term projects I have managed. Apart from that, I have also experienced on the delivery, operation delivery, that is 24 cross 7 global operations delivery into IT, networking, security, and all those domains. So basically, my role is to handle the customer infrastructure, delivery, and operations for 24/7 for different Fortune 500 clients. At the same time, apart from the operations, I'm also managing the upgradation of the ongoing delivery. So when I say upgradation, there are many things going on in IT industry right now. So things like artificial intelligence, machine learning, automation through various platforms, right? So all those things are going on along with the operations. So customers are more focused now to upgrade their infrastructure from legacy to future ready infrastructure, right? So my role is not only managing the delivery, but then more focus is on upgrading, or you can say changing the way the clients IT systems are working. Okay, so basically it starts with adoption of new future ready technologies. Mainly, I have experienced on RPA AI, that is robotics process automation and artificial intelligence. Okay, so what we do is we first of all understand how the customer infrastructure is, what is the customer requirement, and then working towards the achieving customer goal by adopting different kind of RPA, AI, ML technologies. So it's a wide kind of domain where when I say RPA, AI, and ML, but then there are a lot of things we can do with this platform, right? So basically, our goal, or from the client's perspective also, our goal is to manage their infrastructure and upgrade it in such a way that their operational cost reduces by adopting to the new technologies. And at the same time, whatever changes we do in the operations or in the infrastructure, it should be it should be scalable. So I think it should be also it should be future ready. So whenever client feels that there are the things moving on and there are upgradation required in the infrastructure, we as a solution provider, we ensure that whatever solution we suggest or implement in the client infrastructure, it should be future ready. Okay, so analyze, prioritize, and optimize the existing process and then implement within the customer constraints to satisfy customer and future business needs. Okay. Now, when we are talking about RPA platform, we'll go through all the platforms in bit of detail, but then there are mainly there are three industry standard, or you can say industry leading uh, solution provider, or you can say solution platform provider for RPA, that is Automation Anywhere, UiPath, and Blue Prism. Apart from that, there are few also smaller segment platforms are available, but then depends on the customer requirement, depends on the the overall requirement by the customer, and also looking at the constraint like the budget by the customer, the timelines, the overall scope, right, resourcing and everything. We have to provide the solution. Also we can provide the hybrid solution using all these different tools. Yeah. So other part of my job role is to ensure that all the new team members, so apart from delivering it to client, but also we need to think about our team as well, our resources as well. So what we do is, apart from providing the solution to the client, we also encourage our team members to upskill themselves, or maybe you can say cross skill to these new technologies like machine learning, learn new programming skills, coding, and learn this new automation tools, right? So conducting internal training requirement. First of all, we need to understand how many resource we need, and then as per the requirement, get these new team members trained on this new technology. Yeah. So quickly, let me go through it. I'll not go through my certifications. I've done so many certifications, different certifications from different domains. So apart from RPA, I have also worked. I'm also certified on Prince 2 and ITIL, different certification, also on cloud, Microsoft Azure. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the basics of RPA. What is RPA? RPA is robotics process automation, right? And why it is in demand in current market. So you can say what we are going to do, what we are going to cover in this demo session. So introduction to the RPA. What is the capability of RPA? What are the things which we can do with the RPA? Apart from that, the benefit, right? If RPA is implemented in any current existing infrastructure, what are the benefits, right? To the customer and to the solution provider. RPA cycle. So what are the different steps, segments within the RPA? RPA use cases. I will take you through some useful cases wherein we have already implemented and which are serving as a these are the boards, digital boards, but they are working like a digital workforce. So instead of human beings they do the process or the activities. Similarly, these bots do these human activities by the bots. Yeah? And then let's see what are the different roles when we are adapting to RP. Okay, so these are the codes outlined. So let me quickly go through the all the topics. What is the RPA, how it works, and benefits. So let me quickly go through the all the topics that we are going to cover. Okay, now first of all, let me go through the projects. So what kind of projects we can deliver through RPA, right? So I have covered two projects here. These are already implemented projects, but then I wanted to keep it here because once RPA is delivered, then what kind of other uses you can get with the help of the this projects. Yeah, so let me go through the first project. First is the auto incident assignment, right? So what is this? So let's say, for example, in any company, there will be some when the users are facing an issue, the end users will create an incident whenever they are facing an issue. So this incident will be assigned to a team called incident management team, or maybe service request fulfillment team. So this team will check the incident, check the summary of the incident, and then as per the teams, as per the domain technical teams, they will assign it to the respective team, right? So here, the as of now, let's say before the implementation, the all such activities are being done by the human beings, right? So actual human beings are doing this, are doing this incident assignment, right? Now what we have done is the RPA, robotics process automation, the bots which we are preparing, they are so much capable that they can understand what kind of incident it is, and to which team this incident will get assigned, right? So all this process, understanding the incident, then checking the historical data, as per the data it will be assigned to the technical teams, and once that is assigned, the rest of the incident cycle. So all these tasks which are currently being done manually, once RPA is implemented, this will be done via bots. So there is no human intervention required. So now what happens is, let's say one incident is created by any end user. Okay, so step one is RPA tool, the platform, robotics process automation platform. It will check the incident history, what kind of incident is it is, check the incident type, and accordingly it will check which team will be working on such incident. And then let's say the RPA tool will also check the current shift roster, means apart in this team, let's say the incident will be resolved by technical team A. So then it also has the capability to check up within this team A, how many resources are available now. Okay, and which resource will be able to work on this particular incident, right? And also it can assign the incident in round robin fashion. Okay, so let's say if I am working on one incident, so when the next incident will be assigned, it will check, the RPA tool will check who is the next in the shift roster, to whom we can assign the incident. So all these things, nowhere in this entire process any human intervention is required, right? Now if you look at the current the situation before the RPA implemented, we'll need at least 2 to 3 resources here, right? But then after being implementing this process, now entire process is being done by a robot. Okay, it's not a physical robot, it's kind of it's a script, digital bot, you can say. So entire incident assignment will be done by a bot. Now second thing, we are project 2, I'm talking about project 2. So in project 2 we are going a step further, right? So first project we have seen that incident is assigned, but then in project 2 what we are doing is we are resolving the actual incidents. Okay, so assignment is done, but then there are few incidents wherein we know that, for example, let me give you one example, that end user needs an access to one particular tool. Okay, so there is the standard set of process which the team members are doing, that going to the tool, adding the ID, username or IDs of that particular end user, and then getting the required access, right? So all this has standard steps. All these steps will be done by a robot. Okay, so step one is RPA tool will check the summary. Step two is identified incident type, which kind of incident it is, and then as per the advisory. Okay, so here machine learning will also will be used. So what machine learning will do is that it will check the entire historical data, and it will identify previously this type of incident was resolved by following which steps. Okay, so ATR tool, the ATR, when I say ATR, is auto ticket assignment, auto ticket robot tool. it will check for the prerequisite details, whether all the information like username, user ID, is there any other ID or single sign-on details required from the user. If all the details are present in the incident, ATR tool will log into the portal wherein necessary steps are to be taken and perform all the steps as per the identified process. Okay, so these are the overall steps the tool will take, complete the process. So these two projects within these two projects, we can see that both these projects not only are, I mean, technical projects, but at the same time, it requires a lot of human intervention required. But once the RPA tool is implemented and the project is identified, uh, the entire process is humanless, right? So that is the benefit of the auto ticket assignment. Okay, I'll just cover through the introduction of RPA. So what is RPA? RPA is nothing but it's a script. It's a process of automating business operations with the help of robots. So when we say robots, they are nothing but the scripts to reduce human intervention. So this is called the RPA, robotics process automation. So whatever the business operations are being done by human, all these activities will be done by a script. Okay, so script is smart enough to work like a human. That is called the robotics process automation. So all this, as I said, all these robots are kind of mimic the human actions. Whatever humans are taking the actions to perform that activity, it will be done by robots. Okay, now for RPA to work, we should have the sequence of steps, right? The first step, second steps. We should have the sequence of steps which are required to perform that activity. Okay, so for example, here when we say, let's say we are making a tea, right? So what is needed? So if we are preparing a tea, then for preparing tea we need certain steps to follow, right? First we'll take the water, we'll boil it, then we'll take some tea powder, we'll take some sugar if required, or so all the steps are defined, right? So similarly, any activity which we want to automate, we should have all the steps ready with us. Okay, so this steps will be provided by the client, or you can say the owner of the the owner of the technical activity. Okay, so that is RPA. Now what is the use and benefits? So as we already discussed that it will mimic the human actions, so what are the benefits? Okay, so let's say customer service, right? So customer service is one of the most important factor, while working in, let's say, for any client. So service levels, or you can say service or quality should not be impacted. So here all the activities will be done by robots, right? So when the robots are doing it, so there's no scope of human errors, right? So because it's defined process, so human error is eliminated from the process. Accounting, financial services, healthcare, HR, everywhere it is required. You're right. Everywhere we have implemented RPA tools, right? Irrespective of the industry, it is useful for all the major industries, because or every, if you see any such industry, let's say HR or healthcare or financial services, everywhere we will see human beings are doing some specific steps, right, to resolve customer issues. So all these things are uh, robots can do easily. Now, coming back to benefits, so capacity and scalability is the benefit, wherein if we can start one RPA activity, we can include lot of you can say computers. So we can implement a lot of computers who can do this scalability. Apart from that, 24/7, right? Once the script is prepared, then no need any we don't need any human beings, right? So in that case, computers can work 24 cross 7, right? So irrespective, uh, unlike humans, computers can work 24 cross 7. The scripts can run 24 cross 7. Operational speed, of course, because compared to humans, robots are always faster. Quality, as I said, accuracy is important. So once the process is defined, quality will be always maintained. So we will eliminate the human error here. Okay, refocusing highly skilled people. So once these activities are done by users, I mean the robots, actual human beings can be used to train in a very high skill environment, right? So now that the kind of mundane, or you can say simple activities are being done by bots, then the people which were doing this such activities are not required anymore, and they can do something better, something intelligent, right? So that is one of the advantage. ROI is kind of always around 1 years it will be. So once it is implemented, yeah, initially because of the lab setup and the overall licensing and all, it will be slightly on the higher side, but then once it is implemented within 1 year, as per the uh, the environment or the scalability, the ROIs will be returned. Yeah. Internal control and compliance. Yeah. So this is again very important topic, compliance, right? Because in such some cases wherein we are working with, let's say, banking client, right? So banking activities, it requires a lot of security, or you can say any other HR. So HR also have very you can say restricted data, right? So in all such cases, it's controlled. The data is always controlled. It's a There is no chance of getting it leaked, right? When it is being done by uh, bots, right? So this is one of the major advantage. What is the cycle? So how the RPA works? So RPA starts with, first of all, we need to understand the process. Okay, what kind of process the activity is consist of. Second is the access. Access is just to check and validate whether all the activities are being performed. If these activities are uh, possible via RPA or not, that is access. Design, to implement and process and design the boards. Plan is to, once the boards are designed, then plan how we are going to implement in the actual production environment. Execute means, as per the plans, we have to execute the boards in the production environment, and then transition from old to new. Okay, and then once that is implemented, then the support. So once the entire solution is implemented and working as expected, last section is to support the environment, support the bots as per the customer requirement. Okay. Now there are few challenges also when we implement the RPA. There are few things which are actually needed, which are prerequisites to understand the challenges. So first of all, shortage of skilled resources, challenge in automating end-to-end use cases, because sometimes it may be possible that the activity consists of lot of activities, but then some of the processes are not, the RPA is not capable to execute those kind of processes, right? So that is sometimes it's partially we have to do the automation. Lack of proper team structure. So these are basically uh, the prerequisite we need from the customer before we start. Yeah. So there, so if customer is ready with all this kind of you can say challenges, if the customer is ready to mitigate the challenges, then we can go ahead and implement, right? There are few things we need to, as a solution analyst, or you can say business analyst, we need to identify that before implementing this many activities, we need to ensure that all are you know accepted by the client, and then we can do the implementation. Okay, now talking about what are the different products, what are the industry standard, industry leaders in terms of the RPA. Okay, so if you see Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, and UiPath are the major or frequently used RPA platforms. Okay, in terms of quality, in terms of the implementation and also support, I think these three are learning. So this is old data, but then again these three, the share is different, but then yeah, these three companies are leading the as a solution provider for RPA. Okay, now sample use cases. I think let's say one use case we have added here is how the analysis will be done. So let's say we are starting from here. So starting reading the email, open the attachment in the Excel, enter the data from the Excel to ERP platform. Okay, if that once that is done, escalation, is there any escalation, yes or no? If there is no escalation, then the process end. If there is an escalation, analysis through the employee. So this is simple activity wherein what we are doing is taking the emails, capturing the details in the email attachment, capturing the details from there to the ERP system, and then close it. So this entire process can be done via automation. Okay. Now, when we say automation, there are many things apart from RPA. Along with RPA, there are many things we can do, like the process automation of human. Let's say some human decisions are also required. Okay. So when human decisions are required, robots are also capable enough. If we train the robots can these bots can take the decisions like human. Okay, but for that we need stuff like machine learning and artificial intelligent tools to make the RPA products more cognitive. When we say cognitive, it means like it thinks like a human in terms of any in case of any dependency on the technology. Okay, now talking about the different roles. Okay, so what are the different roles? There are when we implement any RPA. First one is the RPA sponsor. So RPA sponsor is nothing but the client who wants to implement the RPA solution. PM is the program manager who overall oversee the overall execution of the project. Technical lead is the person who is technically sound and who can solve the all the technical related issues and provide the solution accordingly. Business analyst, solution architect, and infra architect, these all are the people who are working with client to understand the requirement and then decide which type of solution will be provided. Okay, and then comes the developer team. So these are the people who actually develops the boards. Okay, so they these are the people who work on the RPA platform and develop the robots. Okay, there are many robots, different type of bots prepared. Right, so mainly there are three categories: task bot, meta bot, and IQ bot. Task bot are nothing but a simple kind of bots which are which do the repetitive task, which do the simple task, like the example what we see is that capturing the detail from email and entering the details into the ERP, right? So that's simple reading from the one particular platform and then giving that detail to the second platform. So that is called task bots. Metabots is nothing but the it's they are kind of automation building blocks of the automation, right? So the entire cycles has different blocks. So metabots are nothing but the building blocks for the automation. Okay, the third one is the IQ bots. So IQ bots are more intelligent, more advanced, and it has also the decision capability, right? But for that we also need some more tools in terms of the solution. So apart from RPA platform, we'll also need some different tools wherein we can learn, we can learn the bots to um, take the decision whenever required, just like human beings. Okay. Here in this slide, I'm just giving you an overview of the RPA platform, how it looks, right? So, kind of, it's similar. It's a simple tool wherein on the left-hand side you can see different, commands which are required to automate the task, and it's a similar, simple drag and drop facility. If you want, RPA tool to use any of these features, you just have to pick that and drag and drop into this white area that is called the actual task automation area. Okay, so let's say, for example, if I want to read an email, right? Okay, or you can say open a program, so you can find the respective command from the left hand side, put it over here, and then configure that command. Okay, configure means what kind of application you want to open, what kind of email you want to see. All this information you can put it here. So it looks simple, but then there are a lot of commands in it, right? So there are more than 500 commands in each and every tool platform, like in UiPath, in Blue Prism, in Automation Anywhere. You will see a lot of commands, and it keeps on the companies keeps on adding the commands, right? So it makes the life of the developer easy, right? So this is how the platform looks like. Okay, now what are the RPA trainings and certifications? So I have captured the three major RPA platforms, are AA, UiPath, and Blue Prism, and then there are different kind of certifications which these companies provide. Okay, so for example, for Automation Anywhere, first level of exam is advanced RPA, and then the master RPA, that is the second one, which consists of more advanced knowledge. Similarly, RPA associate and advanced RPA developer for UiPath, and there are four different levels of examination from Blue Prism, right from the developer till the technical architect. Okay, and once you this is just an example of this certification. Once you complete this entire course of RPA, what you will get? So this is a certificate from MindMajix, that you have completed this entire training program on MindMajix. So this is industry standard certification. You can use it for your betterment of your career. Okay, yeah, so that's it from my end. Thank you for attending the demo. Uh, in case, let's say, if you have any further questions, any further information you want, you can always reach out to the email mentioned here and the call number. So you can call on any of the numbers here. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.